Karens, a worldwide phenomenon or a running epidemic that refuses to die. And now, there's a new subgenre of Karens all over the internet. Karens versus neighbors. Whether it's disputes over noise levels, property boundaries, or parking spaces, Karens always try to show superiority over others. But sometimes it backfires on them completely. And we've created a list of times when an insane Karen messes with the wrong neighbor. Up first is a Florida woman who was suspicious of a man for throwing away his trash in the dumpster. She even threatened to call the cops on him.
It's 911.
Okay, I will. Got a racist lady here.
That's a big mistake on your part.
Oh, okay. Call.
The man tries to brush her off, but the Karen immediately gets in his face with her mobile in hand and clicks a picture of him.
Throwing away the trash. You know, you're gonna be instantly famous. Hi. You're gonna be instantly famous. You know that, young lady? Come on. Here, let me close the door for you. See how much of a gentleman I'm being for you? Florida. You're excused.
The Karen then wants to know the guy's name and asks him what he's doing there. Maybe the Karen just needs better glasses.
Florida. You're excused.
What's your name and what are you doing?
Please, you're excused, ma'am. You're
work
harassing
here?
me. You are harassing me. I will call the police if you don't leave. Okay?
Call the
Thank you.
police.
What is your name?
Martha. What's
Show me your
name?
license. Do you live here?
Show me your license.
Show me yours.
Show me yours and I'll show you
No.
mine.
Wow. This is Florida, folks.
It's on the
Yeah. Here we go, Martha.
They go into a silly little back and forth, and the Karen tells the guy, "You show me yours and I'll show you mine." We're talking about ID, right?
Because
Why?
until 2 weeks ago, I was president of the Homeowners Association. And to my knowledge, I know everybody who lives here.
Okay.
That's the only
So
thing.
why did you assume that I don't live here because you don't know me?
Because there's only 42 buildings.
Only 42 buildings. You knew every single person in 42 buildings?
Where do you live?
Huh? Do you know every single person in 42 buildings, ma'am? Thank you very much. I rest my case. Do me a favor. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stop with the fake laugh and just go. All right?
It's not a fake laugh. I think it's
Enjoy your day.
funny.
Well, at least this Karen is not shouting and seems pretty calm. She just wants to know this man's name, residence, job, and everything else because he was trying to take out the trash.
I'm giving you 10 seconds to make your decision, or I'm going to call the police and I'm going to go full thing. So I ask you, please,
Bring 'em right now.
I'm asking you to listen to your friend because she's making the right decision, ma'am. I don't want any problems. I was throwing away my trash and I'm going on about my day. She turned around. I have it all on video. She turned around and said, "Where do you live?" and blocked me until I wanted to produce ID. This is America.
Another lady seemed to have joined the conversation now, which has probably gone on a bit longer. The man just wants to leave, but Karen won't let it end that easily.
I don't need to prove that I live here to you. Who are you? Who are you?
Okay, let's get this de-escalated. I am sorry.
Thank you. What is your name, ma'am?
Marianne Ronan Lambert.
Thank you, Miss Marianne. Thank you, Miss Marianne.
Okay. And what's your name?
My name is Jake.
Jake?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Mr. Jake.
Thank you so much.
Jake is the first name or last name?
Please,
Is Jake
don't come near me.
Hey, let's just go. Let's just go before we.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Marianne.
It finally seems to have ended with the guy leaving and the Karen not able to think quickly what else she can do to win the argument. Maybe next time she'll realize that the real win is not getting into any more silly arguments. Or maybe not. Up next, not to be upstaged by the Karens, we have a Kevin. This Kevin named Tony arrived earlier at the house he booked through Airbnb and demanded that the homeowner vacate the house.
Hi. Hello.
Hello, it's Tony.
Hi.
It's Tony. I've
Okay.
arrived.
Arrived for what?
And I've got a booking. I've arrived. It's Tony.
The owner tells him that the house isn't ready yet. Seems like no one told poor Tony that arriving early at an Airbnb booking won't get him brownie points.
From overseas.
Oh, okay,
I'm
mate. You're a bit early.
Well, I said might be a little bit early. I mean, you can't judge these things.
Yeah,
I've
but-
got off at the airport.
Yeah,
I
but you're
can't
5
get
hours
over.
early. Yeah, but you're 5 hours early.
Well, look, let me tell you something. I've been 10 hours on a flight. 5 hours is not that much when you come to think about it. But, however, I'm here now, and I'd be very grateful if I can make myself comfortable in the house.
Yeah, I know, but okay, but the house isn't ready yet, Tony. The house isn't ready yet, mate.
Tony arrives at the house 5 hours earlier than the booking time and now finds himself in an argument with the homeowner. He tells the owner that he had made the booking a month ago and the owner had ample time to prepare.
Well, come on. I mean, you had enough time. I wrote to you a month ago when I made a booking. So, when you think
you
about
made the
it.
booking a month ago. You made the booking a month ago.
But you've
And
had
that-
a month. Then you've had a month to get ready. It's not my fault that the plane was a bit early, but I'm here now.
Yeah,
and,
but 5 hours early, Tony. 5 hours. Like, there's clear check-in instructions saying check-in is at 3 p.m. It's not 3 p.m. It's 11 a.m.
If you look at my watch, actually, old fruit, I've arrived very much on time. Right?
You've arrived on time on your flight.
Tony,
But-
The last thing you'll see on Earth is Karen or Kevin backing down, but it is evident that he messed up, and now, instead of trying to get into a kind of a settlement, he begins to argue with the owner.
I've had a long journey and I'm feeling a bit tired. I didn't sleep on the flight, and I'd like to be able to get my shoes off and have a lay on the bed and just catch up with things. So, I'd be very
Yeah,
grateful
but
if you
Tony,
didn't make a
check-in
big...
is at 3 p.m. The house isn't ready yet. There's no one at the house to let you in.
Well, listen, you did have a month. You're talking about 3 hours. How many 3 hours in a month? Let's see. So, well, you had an awful lot of time to get ready, matey. So,
Yeah, no. I know that you booked it a month ago, Tony, but you could have said you were going to be here at this time.
I don't drive the bloody plane, and I can't govern what time the wind's gonna, it's a tailwind. So
You don't
maybe
drive
a
the
bit
plane,
earlier.
but at least you'll know what time you arrive. If I booked a flight, it will tell me what time I'll expect to arrive.
Now, I think you're being unreasonable. I really
How am I
do.
being unreasonable? How do you expect me to teleport from where I am to the house and let you in? The house isn't even clean yet.
Look, you don't expect me to come into a dirty house, do you?
Yeah, but
Really?
5 hours
You
is
don't-
enough time to get the house cleaned, isn't it?
How is he unreasonable? Well, for starters, Tony could have just informed the homeowner when he was supposed to arrive at the place, or even a text when he boarded the plane would have saved him from all this hassle.
Look, I tell you what. I don't mind. I'll take the house as it is now. I'll knock a bit off the money that I've paid to you, right? You can get a cleaner in, so one day I can put up with a few cups and saucers around the place. But other than that, I'm too tired to make a whole business of it. So I'm quite happy to take the house as it is, just for the day, and I'll take a bit off the money that I owe you, or I've paid to you.
Okay, well, like one, you've already paid for it, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. And then two, I'm not even in the area to even let you in the house. You need to wait minimum maybe 2 hours.
Well, you can understand Tony's point of view that he's tired from the journey and just wants to rest. But the owner also can't help his situation as he tells him that he'd have to wait a further 2 hours minimum till he arrives at the house to let him in.
I will book into the local, whatever you call it, Flightway houses. Is it Flightway Hotel? I'll book in there they'll have to take a booking for the day. So I'll be there 3 hours and then I'll come back here. But, a day's rent is going to come off the money that I've paid you. Right? I'm
paid
trying
it.
to compromise.
Tony then tries to make a deal with the homeowner about checking in at a different hotel for the day and asks for the day's refund.
Look, as I said, I'm willing to compromise. I will book into the hotel. I'll have a
But
room
that's not
for
my
3
issue.
hours.
That's not my
3.5.
issue.
But
You're now
it
making
is.
your issue my issue. You're making your problem my problem.
No, I've solved your problem. But it is your problem. The house is not ready. That's your problem. And I will compromise by taking a room for a day, and I'll
You
be
can
there
do
for
that. You
three,
can go
three and
to
a
another
half hours.
hotel, but
I'll
you've
be
already
there.
paid for it. There's no refunds, there's no discounts, unless there's been something misadvertised. But everything which was like said out to be is what it is. Like, it's not like I've just
Look,
told you check-ins at 3 p.m. It said clearly on the instructions.
no, I'm sorry. This is meant to be a restful holiday for me. It's a bad start. So what kind of a landlord are you going to be? What kind of a bloke are you going to turn out to be? I'm trying to be reasonable here, and you need to compromise because I've travelled a very long way to get here.
At that point, Tony was supposed to plead with this man, but he was there offering him a choice, as if he's the one in need of a place to lie down so badly. He then tells the homeowner that he'll go to the neighbor's house instead.
Okay. You're gonna have to wait a few hours. Like, it's gonna take me 2 hours to get till I get there.
Do your neighbours know that you're letting this place out on Airbnb?
No.
No. Well, I'm going to knock next door and tell them that I have a booking here, right? Airbnb.
But it has nothing to do with the neighbours, though. It has nothing to do with the neighbours, Tony.
Oh, but your neighbours will find out because I can't stand here on the doorstep for 3 hours. So actually, I'm going to go next door, knock on their door. I'll knock on their door and ask them if I can stay with them for 3 hours. And if they're not happy about it, I'll tell them to go and sort it out with you.
But it has nothing to do with them, Tony.
You what?
It has nothing to do with them.
Well, yes, it does actually, really, because, well, I'm sure that I can make it have something to do with them, right? So, you know, I think you need to be a bit flexible here.
The video ends with Tony telling the owner that he'll go to whichever house he chooses to rest.
So you come over here, and I'll meet you in 3 hours' time. There's a few houses here, and it looks like there's somebody, and I'm sure somebody will put me up for 3 hours.
Well, hopefully poor Tony got the rest he needed. Dunno if it's at the neighbor's house, though. Even people of God are not immune to the Karen epidemic. Up next is a pastor who has clearly not mastered his own ego. He was ministering a wedding ceremony when this happened.
In accordance with God's will, you do now confess it. We're still good, huh?
Something has clearly perturbed him, and he stops the ceremony midway to address it.
Please, sirs, leave. Please.
Where do we be?
Anywhere other than here.
Okay.
You would think that he was talking to someone who came to disturb the wedding, but no. The reason for his ire was the photographer that the couple had hired.
This is a solemn assembly, not a photography session.
The pastor threatened to stop the ceremony altogether if the photographer didn't leave.
Please move, or I will stop.
Just imagine how the couple would have felt. Judging by their looks, they didn't know what to do as well. But what was the reason for the pastor's Karen-esque behavior? Well, let's just listen to him.
I will stop the ceremony if you do not get out of the way. This is not about the photography. This is about God.
I'm no expert, but pretty sure God wouldn't mind the couple getting their picture clicked during their wedding day. Restaurants and Karens is a match made in hell. This crazy Karen was being a nuisance and the police had to come to evict her.
Your hands off of me. You are kidnapping me. I will personally. What is your name?
I'll give you money.
No.
The Karen kept screaming at the officer to let go of her. She even accused the officer of kidnapping her.
Take your hands off of me. You don't have the right, sir. Get your hands off of me. I've done nothing wrong. I am not a criminal. Get
She then changes tracks and starts giving a lesson on her rights.
your hand off of me. Sir,
Don't come behind me.
You need to read the Constitution. You need to read the Constitution. Get your hands off of me. You don't have the right to do this.
The Karen keeps shouting and screaming and is not letting the officer do his job.
You're taking a picture of this. This is so illegal. Take your hands off of me, sir.
Well, it all started when the Karen created a ruckus inside the restaurant, and the restaurant decided to have her evicted from the premises. The police was called, but the Karen was not going to go down without a fight.
I am not a criminal. I've done nothing wrong.
I'm asking you to
And I'm
ask
asking you.
The police officer also seemed to be slightly taken aback by it all and couldn't decide if he wanted to request or forcefully take the Karen out of the building.
You're violating my personhood. I have my First Amendment rights. Look at this. You get this?
Yes.
You get this?
I'm
I'm asking
you.
him to take his hand off of me. He has no right to kidnap me. This is
I'm not
kidnapping.
kidnapping you.
You are. Let go of me.
No.
Let go of me.
While the Karen kept screaming at the officer, the cop didn't falter. And when the kidnapping accusation didn't seem to work, Karen chose to accuse the police department of ignorance.
I'm happy you step out.
This is because the police department are ignorant of the constitutional rights.
Okay.
This is why this man has his hand on me, and he's on my personhood, and I have the right to protect my personhood. No, sir.
She even accused the police of theft.
Take your hand off. Don't steal my purse. Now he's stealing my purse.
Finally, the officer had had enough, and they had to forcefully evict her out of the building.
Take a picture of these guys. Get their names. Get their names.
Can I have your badge ID, please?
Yee-hoo!
Can I have your badge ID?
You getting all this? You see this? This is illegal.
I don't see no badge on you, sir.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
This Karen probably needs medical help, since it looks like she has clearly lost all of her marbles. But coming up next, this Karen blocked a vacant parking space for her husband who's yet to arrive.
Hold on. No, back away, please.
The driver of the other car is surprised at what's happening and asks the Karen about it.
Where's my car? I'm waiting for my husband, actually.
Where is he then?
He's just driving around now, actually.
Why would you block the space, waiting for a car? The Karen gives a stupid reason and keeps blocking the parking space.
I can. There are plenty of spaces available.
The Karen tells the other driver that there are plenty of other spaces, but she wouldn't move around herself.
If you're going to verbally abuse me, there's going to be a problem. Yeah, if you're going to raise your voice at me, we're going to have a problem. Please drive on.
Moving quickly on to the next Karen. This is a classic Karen who came to shout at the neighbours and workers for doing their jobs.
I think it's disgusting that you're working at this time on a Sunday. Have you got nothing better to do?
She started screaming at the workers for working on a Sunday.
We are permitted to start work from 8 AM on a weekend. I mean, we've got to crack on or we're going to get it in the neck from the boss.
Yeah, fair enough, we started a bit early, but, you know, I don't see what the problem is.
The workers told her that they had permission to work. They tried to reason with the woman, but the Karen was already unleashed.
My son is a lawyer, and this is breaking noise pollution laws. And I'll have you know, there's a family across the road with a newborn, and all this racket is bound to give them a load of stress.
She told the workers that the noise would disturb the newborn baby across the street. She then decided to direct her anger towards the owner.
If we're causing them stress, they can tell me. If we're causing you stress, I don't mind starting a bit later. We can ask the client if she's happy with it. That's fine.
Is your client the woman who lives here?
Yeah.
Right, I'll speak to her then.
The worker told her not to bang the door so hard, but the Karen came back and told him off again.
It's not necessary to bang that hard, is it?
Look, I'll bang on this door as hard as I want. Don't you tell me what to do. I'll tell you what to do.
The workers then decided to ignore the Karen and carry on with their jobs.
She's proper crackers here.
What is going on here?
Mate, just ignore her, just crack on with the job.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
What did you say?
Just tell my colleague to crack on with the job.
I don't think so.
Karens usually pester till they get what they want. So you sort of understand why this woman can't just walk away when the workers ignore her.
You make any more noise, and I'm calling the police.
Okay, that's fine. We've got a licence, so we'll work with it.
She went back to the house owner to challenge her with a series of insults.
Did you give these men permission to start work here at this time on a Sunday morning? You're absolutely disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. Working at this time of the morning on a Sunday?
When the owner also shut the door in her face, she went back to the builders to vent her anger on them in a shocking manner.
Mate, she's doing one with the ladders. Mate,
What?
she's doing one with the ladders. She's off, look.
Oh my god, why is
She's off, look.
What?
You've done one. I don't, mate. I'm not jumping down there. It's well far. I don't know how we're gonna get down. Mate, she's just.
That is ridiculous.
She's just off.
What is going on?
Coming back, she gave them an option.
We took our ladders.
I'll give you the ladders back if you stop working.
What? It's not how it's gonna work. You just give us the ladders back, or we'll just call the police.
I'll give you the ladders back if you stop working.
The workers got back their ladder from the Karen after agreeing to work on her roof the next week.
Mate, you're my hero. What did she say?
You know what? She was alright actually.
Yeah.
Just told her that I'll paint her ceiling next week and she was fine with it. I don't know what her problem was.
Seems like a win-win for both this time around. The entitlement of Karens sees no end, and this is the reason why they become the butt of jokes on the internet. But it doesn't seem like they've learnt their lesson, so the meme supply would go on for a bit longer. So that's it for today. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up and let us know which Karen infuriated you the most.